The early Middle Ages was a time of innovation in many parts of society, but especially in music. Different instruments were being invented and new styles of music were being played. Music was an important part of religion and day-to-day life as well. Instruments such as the bagpipe, harp, flute, fiddle, dulcimer, and hurdy-gurdy were popularized and used in the Middle Ages. Voices in choirs sang chants and songs in churches, and overall music was a big part of the early Middle Ages culture. Gregorian chants. Gregorian chants were used in worship services in the Catholic Church and in other religious services and ceremonies. A choir of men and sometimes women would sing together in harmony with one lead singer in the choir singing a melody. The Gregorian chant was in fact the first widely used system of musical notation in the West, making it essential to the evolution of Western music overall. Musical notation is defined as the visual record of a heard or imagined musical sound or a set of visual instructions for performance of music. This was first popularized with the Gregorian chants of the early Middle Ages, opening the gateway for composers such as Mozart or Beethoven to write down their music for future generations to read and play. These chants would be sung in Latin and without a real sense of rhythm. They were meant to evoke a sense of religious reflection and relaxation in the listener, hence why they were sung in churches and monasteries. Instruments. Stringed instruments were starting to get popular around this time. They were easy to make and were small enough for anyone to be able to learn them. The strings were made out of animal fat, and the bodies of the instruments were usually made out of wood. Examples of instruments in the early Middle Ages are bagpipes, fiddles, dulcimers, harps, flutes, and so on. Many of these instruments are still used today. Performance. People would sometimes perform their instruments in a court in front of an audience. The music played would also usually be instrumental without any voices singing. Sometimes music would be played at a play or in front of aristocrats and nobles or at certain parties and celebrations in this time period. Music played at these parties or celebrations would usually be danced to, as dance was also a very important part of early Middle Ages culture in Europe. Overall, music was an important part of society in the early Middle Ages. It was often used in religious services and other recreational events like dances or celebrations. The chants and instruments that were popularized in this time period were huge stepping stones in shaping the Western music that we all listen to today.